All right, here we have it. The Sofirn SP31 V3, says it right there. I'll go ahead and install the battery. The battery is a Sofirn branded 18650 button top, lithium 3.7 volt, 3000 milliamp hour. So screw that on. All right, so first things first, we've got a ribbed body here. Those ribs are a bit too pronounced. I don't think they need to be that pronounced. It's comfortable, but it's also like when you squeeze it tight, it kind of hurts. So I reckon they could just be backed off a bit. The finish is nice, standard, aluminium anodized finish. We've got a total internal reflection there. So total internal, what that's going to give is a very pronounced hotspot. And at the higher levels, it's going to give a lot of peripheral light. So what I want you to do just right now is I want you to pay attention to the mat down here. So as I turn it up, you'll see more peripheral light. There we go. So now, again, pay attention here. As I turn it up, you'll see more peripheral light. And a lot of that's bouncing off the wall there. But the point of a total internal is so you get a pronounced hotspot coming out the front, but you get heaps of peripheral light surrounding the light itself and yourself, so they're great for like bushwalking because you can see up ahead with the hotspot, but you also get a lot of light in front of you, so when you're walking you don't bloody fall in a hole or whatever. Now we've got a forward clicky, so that just basically means that you half press and it initiates and then let go, so you can momentary, which I really like. The clicky is very satisfying. You can tail stand, albeit slightly precariously, but you can tail stand. Now the emitter we're using is an SST20, I believe, and it's a 6000 Kelvin, so quite bright. Pocket clip, you just got your standard pocket clip, although that's going to tear pants up. Oh, it's pretty loose actually, so it probably won't, but I'm telling you, these ribs are very pronounced. They're a lot. They don't need to be like that in my opinion. They can just settle down a bit. And we do have a very deep charging port there with a nice and thick rubber port holder, or port cover, I should say. We've got some heatsink areas here, although they don't look like they'll do much, but they better than not having them, is what I always say. And an area here for lanyard. You will get a lanyard and a charging cable, obviously, in the package. So, talking about weight. So when you're carrying this guy in your pocket with the battery included, what are we talking about? We're talking about 110.4 grams. Not too bad. And you know what? It's really not too bad. This thing's not going to, put a hole in your pants when you're walking, unless you got the light on. 12 centimeters exactly from head to tail. The face width is just under 2.5 centimeters, and the body will taper in slightly to about 2 centimeters-ish. And then the tail is going to come back out to about 2.4, same as the head. Now, in terms of the operation, so this thing will have memory on certain outputs, not all of them. So if you want moonlight mode, which is not memorized, you got to press this side switch and then click the tail cap. And that brings it into moonlight mode, which is 1 lumen, which you'll get for about 550 hours. Then to cycle up, it's very simple. You just single click the side button. There's low mode, which you'll get for 120 hours. Single click the button is medium mode, which is 300 lumens for 550 hours. Did I say what low mode was? Low mode was 15 lumens, my mistake. Now, single click again is high. High is 900 lumens for 210 hours. And then single click, turbo, is 2000 lumens for 5 minutes. Then it will drop to 800 lumens for the additional hour and 55 minutes. All right. So you do get 5 minutes of 2000 lumens, but let me see. Okay, so the head's starting to get warm, but not overly warm. If it starts to, make my hand uncomfortable, I'll do a heat test, but I may not need to do that if the heat sinks do their job, or if it steps down earlier than that. Maybe I won't need to do that. Now, strobe. So, long press gets you to strobe. Then from strobe, which is 2000 lumens. Then from strobe, single click, brings you to SOS, 300 lumens. From SOS, single click, gets you to beacon, 2000 lumens. From beacon, single click, gets you to strobe. So strobe, SOS, beacon, strobe, SOS, beacon. If you want to get out of the special modes, long press, and it gets you back to whatever output you were in prior to that, which in this case was turbo. Now let's see if turbo is memorized. Off, on, it is memorized. Let's see. So I think moonlight mode is the only one that's not memorized, or maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it is memorized. So moonlight mode, off, on. Okay, no. So moonlight mode is not memorized, but everything else is. So low, medium, and high turbo is memorized. Let's actually see if strobe is memorized or not. So long press, single click, click, no. So moonlight mode and the special modes are not memorized. Everything else is. Now this passed the 1 meter drop test and is IP68 rated for water and sand. And look, you know, in the hand it feels good. It does heat up a little bit at the head, but not too much. I'm happy with that. You know, you can operate it like this and then swap around, click, 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 and then, you know, swap back around. It is a little bit awkward to do that. I shouldn't say always. I never understood why companies make lights with this specific user interface without the possibility to turn it off from the side switch. I think it would just make life so much easier if you just turn the bloody thing off from this side switch. But, you know, it is what it is. But in the hand, it is nice, okay? It's comfortable, it's nice, it's not too heavy, you know, it's a nice budget light. So in terms of bang for buck, you know, you get a lot of bang for not much buck compared to, you know, some other companies that are out there. Personally, I don't use Sofirn very much. I prefer to go a few levels up, you know, like Weltool, Phoenix, you know, things like that. But Ace Beam, they're probably my top 3 go-tos. But that being said, like I said, for the money you pay, you get a lot of bang for buck. So it's a decent light for that. It does tail stand. I'll check that out. All right, let's go out and check the night shots. And then if you want to check out the price or where to buy this, just look in the description below. There'll be a link. Click on it and go check it out. All right, thanks for watching. See ya. All right, the Sofirn. Let's just cycle that down. Okay, so lowest output, kind of a greeny tint, although you can't really see that in the camera. It looks more yellow, but it's quite green. And single click, just step up. Wow, a lot of light. Now, total internal. So anyone who's heard me talk about total internals know I really like them for ground walking because the light comes all the way up to your feet. And the benefit of that is you'll be able to see if there's a snake, a pothole, or whatever, you know. That's the highest there. Enormous hotspot, very useful. Nice spread of light as well, like peripheral light. Cool light. Nice lightweight too. Press and hold strobe, single click, SOS, single click, beacon, single click, strobe. Press and hold, back to standard light. Got some good distance. All right, see ya.